Just a big old scarred up ball sack. You try to squeeze it.
It looks like a rubber band ball.
I want to go to hell. I want to go to hell.
You are
because
good.
I'm so
Don't
mad.
worry about it.
I went to Google and I typed in
boobs.
pictures of breasts.
One of my favorite things in the world is I have one ball.
I have one testicle, which aids my handshake ability.
Welcome back, folks.
Well, unfortunately, we had to. This is a second cut because the first intro
Slim ruined the first intro.
It's
For the first time ever, we've actually had to delete it.
If
for legalities.
If you have, it was for legalities. That's the fucked up part. I came into this shit hot. I came in fucked up already.
You came too hot. So imagine how many bleeps we're gonna get in this one.
Man, if we want to talk about coming hot too many times.
Isn't it weird that we used to have no worries about this, and now we're like scrap the intro for legality reasons?
Well, I mean, I hate to be the motherfucker about it, but it's like I have to. We have to cover our asses in a way. This shit's getting a little too out of hand, you know? I mean, there's too many people that are listening to the Chronicle of My Life every week, and it's like
bringing it up in person.
Yeah, and they're bringing it up in person and making it
Sending
like a
us weird
personal
submissions.
Which, by the way, we are chock full of submissions this episode.
Thank you guys.
We always go through a drought, and then y'all all finally pull through, and we get a beautiful big bunch of submissions. So I'm very excited.
So if you want to be part of that submission, go to www.dapperdadspodcast.com, click on submission, and leave us something. You can do it anonymously there, which I think all of ours are anonymous.
Because the emails they use cannot be real.
Yeah. You can also call 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Call. Leave us a voicemail. We did get a voicemail. We will get into that in a bit. Text us if you want to, but more so leave us voicemails.
Slim will absolutely talk to you about Kid Cudi and album mastering and theories and shit. I'm a lonely person. I'll text you. I'll text you from a random Google number at 2:30 in the morning.
He doesn't text me back, but
because
I'll text anyone who texts that number.
Well, I mean,
I guess I'll just start texting that number.
I mean, you just kind of treat me like a piece of meat. You're just kind of like you up, and I'm like, again with this shit.
No. I don't do that because I'm always asleep.
You absolutely, asleep in bed by what 10, 9?
I like to fall asleep around 10 unless I'm out doing things.
It's a good time to go. It's a good time to go to bed.
It is. That is like the perfect time to go to bed. dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us emails for some reason. We had someone claim a can of balls, and I'm just gonna say it. We'll give another one away if someone else
I'll
wants
give you
to
lots of balls.
Yeah, we got a little.
Get some Dapper Dad's balls in your hand and then put them in your mouth.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Follow us on Twitter @DapperDads. Follow us on Instagram @DapperDadsPodcast. We're on both of those doing some things, pictures, words. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna start a campaign where we just keep tweeting at Taco Bell. I sent them a tweet, and we're just gonna keep doing it. That's
do we want to do it every day? Have we tweeted Taco Bell today?
We have not today, but I will.
Let's go ahead and rectify this.
Let's just get it. We'll get it. We'll
get into it.
I want to send them some you up ones. So if you're up late at night, send them a you up one.
Man, don't be texting Taco Bell like how you text me. I see how it is.
No, Taco Bell's my main bitch. You stay in your place.
I know I'm the side bitch. I can't give you the things that Taco Bell has. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we're officially reaching out to Taco Bell.
We're
big fans, so we'd like to work with Taco Bell. We're gonna speak it into existence, and we will tweet them not every day because that looks thirsty.
But couple of days.
Regularly, we will be on the
tweeting
Taco
them,
Bell
asking if they are.
Also, tweet Taco Bell and tell them that @DapperDads is looking forward to a nice collaboration with them. And
what I would really like to see is a Dapper Dad's Taco Bell inspired menu. But if I can't get that, I would at least like some collaborative T-shirts.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would like some.
Because have you
some
seen
merch.
the fantastic artwork they keep up in Taco Bell? Do you ever admire the artwork when you're in there?
I try not to go in fast food establishments.
The only one I like to
try
go
not
into
to
is
eat
Taco Bell.
Fast food, but
I feel you, man. But Taco Bell is like a wonderful magical
yeah, Taco
place.
Bell. If you're gonna do one, Taco Bell is the clear winner.
Come to think about it, man. Might have to get myself some Taco Bell.
I know, we gotta stop talking about it, but yeah, Taco Bell, have your people call our people.
Taco Bell's the new balls.
Yeah, you can wash down a cheesy gordita crunch with a nice cool can of balls. Is that what happens?
Yeah,
it's like the Mentos in the Diet Coke.
Yeah, it just mixes in your stomach. You just blow
every
everywhere.
orifice,
your ears,
out.
your dick hole.
Oh yeah, my two favorite ones.
Your taint swells up a little bit.
Oh, you mean it's not supposed to normally look like that?
Define look like that. Like,
I mean, I can't define
bulgy?
it. You want to see it?
Are you telling me
you
you
trying
got
to see my taint?
Do you see you have
Episode
a bulb?
46.
Do you have like a
finally see
bulbous, swollen ABC, sir?
I wouldn't say bulbous.
Swollen, engorged with love.
I'm not going to say engorged either. And there's no love down there. Zero love to the taint if we're going to be completely
Zero
honest.
love to the taint. No
weird
respect
hair
for the taint.
there. You know what I mean?
Weird.
It gets coarser.
Yeah.
The pubes don't get so
try-
fluffy and nice.
Start getting to that weird itchy beard hair territory underneath your ball sack.
Because you can't really keep that up.
No,
if you're keeping up your taint hair, get in contact with us.
I mean, I keep up with mine.
Taint hair?
Yeah,
How?
absolutely.
Razor?
Man, yeah, razor. Honest to God. Sketchy, but like with years of feeling out your own shit. Like I'm telling you right now, do not be trying to stick a razor on your taint without feeling your shit out for years. I mean, like you've been wiping your ass forever, so I mean, you kind of got a feeling for it. But like,
define forever.
Yeah, define proper introduction to your taint.
Ooh,
that's a YouTube video right there.
Class?
Proper introduction to your taint 101. I don't know why I keep doing the with it because like
I'm getting too
I get
familiar
really
with
uncomfortable
what you're
with
doing.
it.
Well, there's a lot of weird creasage down there, I think we can say.
I'm just saying, you, especially as a man, since all your shit's on the outside, you got to know your creasage before you start running a razor down there. You feel like you got to know.
Well, running a razor like against your balls, like
it's always a gamble.
First getting into that is very sketchy.
Yeah, you ever nick your ball sack with a razor?
Like once.
I have more than a handful of times. I'm not gonna lie.
Every time.
Not every time. Can you imagine if every time I shave my nuts, I cut them, my balls are just covered in scabs?
No, they're just scarred.
Just a big old scarred up ball sack. You try to squeeze it.
It looks like a rubber band ball. You're like, this can't be right.
It's a big rubber band ball with the seam down the middle.
Oh yeah, well we all have the seam down the middle. Looks like two men were put together.
Looks like our ball sacks got Frankenstein. You know that because
yours has.
There was mine literally. There was
it's actually the doctor's name is Frankenstein. The monster is Frankenstein's monster. Stop doing that.
I'm just saying. I had a friend who posted that as a meme and is like a panty dropping thing. I don't know, man. The world terrifies me if we're going to be completely honest.
Oh, does it?
Oh, God, everything terrifies me.
Stop giving out all your public information.
It's very hard not to when people give it out freely without my consent.
I mean, sitting it down here is consent from you.
Is it consent technically? Am I being detained, sir?
No, you're not. You're free to leave at any point. I can do this without you.
Thank you.
Anyway, we also wanted to bring up we are on the cusp of 1 year of this bullshit.
We are edging ourselves towards a year.
Oh, yes. And that explosion is going to be so fulfilling.
Can't wait to edge all over a year of dads.
What are we, in 6 episodes, if my math is correct.
Yeah. Fact check us a bit.
Yeah, my math is rarely correct.
Very rarely.
But yeah, so we're looking forward to baby's first birthday. And what we'd like to do is call us with some voicemails. Tell us your favorite moment in the podcast. Give us something. I think the year episode is going to be us kind of recapping the year because a lot of things have changed. A lot of shit's crazy. This is going better than I think we ever imagined it could.
And something, a point that you made to me, and I can't remember if we mentioned this on the show or not, or if we just said it in person. But when we started this shit, I wasn't drinking and I was still eating meat.
Well, we'll get into that on the episode.
But still,
so a lot of shit has
just
changed.
for a taste, so you can see how much has changed, especially for the listeners.
Shut your fucking mouth and save it for the episode so we have something to talk about.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, contact us. We would prefer voicemails if you can.
Voicemails would
and
be
I'm looking at every one of you. We've got a few close, near and dear.
Got some day one
listeners. So if you've been listening from the beginning or you got into it, there's a few of you that are very heavy, and I think we've referenced it throughout. So call and leave us a voicemail. Tell us your favorite moment.
Absolutely.
Something about the pod. Give us something to talk about. It's going to be a beautiful little year one wrap up.
The video is going to be something special to watch. We haven't quite got the details yet, but we're going to
tell us what you want to see us do in the video. Tell us everything. We want to make it. I mean, a year is pretty impressive.
It's for the fans.
52 weeks of doing this is insane. Honestly.
And isn't it funny that like 52 doesn't even feel like that big of a number, but then when you look at like it being a year and stuff, like think about this. We have seen each other every single week for almost the last year.
Yeah.
If not on multiple days with each other.
Minus 1 week.
Yeah, just that one time, that was a nightmare too. When I think back,
yeah.
Can you imagine recording 2 episodes in a day again?
Yeah, no, that's We'll get into
save it. Save it for the show.
We'll get
save
into
it for
all
the show.
this, but call us and tell us some things. We're gonna do a recap because year 2 is gonna go.
It's gonna
fast
be
downhill.
like you want to talk Dapper season. Dapper season 2 is gonna be insane.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad, really bad. We've definitely peaked.
Yeah, by the end of year 1, it's gonna be we're going straight downhill from here. We're going straight into code with it.
Yeah. So get it in while you can, and we'd like to do a clip show, but there's no fucking way we're looking through this.
If you
so tell us what you think was funny. We've mentioned it before because we had another idea that we're still trying to do.
Yeah.
But give us the funniest parts, whatever the fuck.
Here's what I'm gonna say. If you have a specific moment, if you can find it in the video, tell us where it's at.
Yeah.
Like, if you do that,
we are also trying to do something with that, but going and looking through this video, trying to find the XXL freshman list episode that was a fucking nightmare.
When you posted that, I was like, damn, man did his homework.
I had to fucking go through it. So you guys tell us because you guys remember too much shit. So tell us what's funny. Tell us what you want to see. Give us some shit to talk about. It's going to be exciting. And then, like I said, it's going to immediately be bad after that.
The camera.
Yeah, Slim's got a shirt with some women on it because he's a
dirty whore.
Nasty man.
I'm a nasty man. That's the best way. I'm a nasty motherfucker.
You're a jackass.
I am a jackass. Man, God, that's such a good word. So, okay, this is my campaign right now for summer of 18. Let's bring jackass back as an insult. Like, just that, listeners, everybody, start calling people jackasses again. Someone cuts you off in traffic, jackass. Somebody is in the line at the grocery store and they go, oh, I forgot the eggs, and they leave their cart while you're standing there trying to get out. Kill those people. But while you're killing them, make sure the last thing they hear is you going, jackass.
Someone busts out a checkbook in 2018, strangle them with your bare hands,
and then
and whisper, jackass.
And then as they're dying, go, sorry.
No, don't apologize. That's insane. I see a checkbook anytime now, and I'm liable to set the building on fire. If I told you the
amount of checks that I deal with on a daily basis at my job, it would terrify you.
It would send you. You know how many times I've written a check?
It would send you into a hurricane of rage that you would not come back from.
You know how many times I've written a check? Probably
twice.
Yeah,
I can think of 2 checks in my life that I've written for myself. When I was a kid, I would write checks for my mom because she would send me to the store and be like, just fill out the check, you know? Isn't that and then I remember I'm standing there as a young fucking kid and I'm like, man, I don't know how to fill out a check.
Anxiety
and the kid's just looking at me and he's just like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Why are you in here trying to fill out a check? I'm like, it's my mom's check. Like, fuck.
Yeah, just make it out to cash.
Yeah, just make it out to Cashanova.
Yeah, when I fucking even think about writing a check, I'm like, I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, I don't remember the details of this. Like, there just shouldn't be checks anymore.
Yeah, at all.
I kind of think there shouldn't be change. Literal change.
Change pisses me off.
Change
the amount of change I also deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah, you touch a lot of money. We get it. But
all I do is touch that guala.
Change, like, I'll fucking, anytime there's like, do you want your change? And it's like 32 cents. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with that.
Throw it on the ground outside and hope a bum finds it.
There's been 2 quarters sitting next to my driver's seat in my car for at least 8 months. And I'm like, I don't even know. Maybe one day I'll go through a toll and not run it.
Quarters?
No.
Okay.
You don't deserve change.
Thank you.
No one deserves change.
Thank you. That makes me feel good about myself.
Toll booths. So yeah, our campaign is to, stop having change and checks. Let's make this a card economy.
What I would like to do, I would like to get past the card economy. I want to go straight to the microchip injection in my eyeball.
I would like to go to back to the days of bartering and like, I'll give you a goat for something.
Welcome to my llama. I trade you 2 pigs for a camel.
Yeah, I could get behind that. Could you imagine if you had to go to the grocery store with whatever animals?
With livestock.
Yeah, and be just,
I mean, come to think of it, that life doesn't sound too bad. You know, you and me, we create a nomadic village called Dapperville.
I could fight a lot of animals, enough to subdue them to then use them as currency, I think.
Now, here's a real life question for you. Now, let's say like
all these fake questions.
I don't got that fake love, you know. No fake love, just real questions. Apocalypse style situation happens.
Of course.
World War III.
We harp on this.
We have to redo society.
Mm-hmm.
We create
just us.
Well, I mean, for the
it's not gonna.
I mean, like, we're gonna have to figure something out. I mean, we have to. I feel like stake a plot of land, create Dapperville. You know, obviously, because that's gonna be the name of it.
Okay.
What do you feel like we have the know-how to like start agriculture? Like, do you feel like
no, not at all.
So where are we gonna get the animals from? Do we have to go steal the animals?
Yeah, you got to punch them a little bit to subdue them.
I don't feel like
punch them.
What if like catch? I don't like eating animals, man. I don't want to hurt them.
I'll
can we
punch
just
them.
like subdue
I'm gonna
them?
punch. Yeah, with punches. That's
Punches
what I'm saying.
seem so
light punches. I'm not gonna beat the shit out of it.
Give me like a light punch on the hand. Show me like
no, because I'll break something.
See, now if you're gonna break something, you're gonna hurt the animal.
We have too much equipment. I'll punch you later.
Okay, we're
but
gonna
like
get
a
into
cow,
this.
how are you gonna get a cow? You got to punch it a little bit.
Well, I figure at this point, if society's been dismantled, we don't have like electricity or cars or anything like that.
So you got to punch a cow.
I feel like we'll just have to get a rope and kind of pull it.
Oh, so you want to hang a cow?
I don't want to hang. Hanging implies it's going to be like up.
No,
because
like, you can hang like. What am I going to say? Horizontally here? If you have a stubborn cow and you put a rope around its neck and you're pulling it, you're going to kill it. Trust me, I've been down this road before.
I feel like that's something that shaped you as a person that we don't have the time to get into on this show.
Yeah, of course. Have you heard about my nightmares? They're all from hanging cows horizontally.
Man,
a tree's not going to support a cow.
Try telling that to a therapist.
I would love to. If someone wants to pay for my therapy, please.
I would love to pay for. I'd love to pay for your therapy if it'd make an okay show and have you sleep at night.
It might help me sleep, but I don't know if it would make for an okay show.
I just really hate the idea of you going to a psychiatrist on my bequest, and then they give you like all kinds of drugs, and you're just like, well, I realize
that's why I don't do it, because I'm terrified.
But what if they stopped your nightmares?
I mean, the nightmares have just become a part of my life.
I get
They're
that.
only shocking for a few moments, but they're concerning.
Shocking nonetheless.
Yeah, they're shocking in, you wake up, anyone has a nightmare. Mine have I was watching a movie recently, and they were like, yeah, all I have is nightmares. And it was like an old movie that I'd watched before, and I remember when I watched it, I was like, oh, that would be terrible if all your dreams were nightmares. And then rewatching it, and I was like, well, this has come full circle, and all my dreams are nightmares.
It's the worst kind of full circle. It's not even like a satisfying
it's not the
one.
worst, but it's something. It's part of growing
One of the best
up.
moments in life is when you can go full circle and get the satisfaction from it,
I don't agree with that.
I love that
all
moment.
my full circles are bad.
All my full circles are good.
Well, maybe we can meet in the middle and have real mediocre full circles.
Yeah, well, that's what a compromise is, man. It's halfway happy,
But yeah, I'll punch a cow.
I don't want you to punch a cow. Don't punch it in front of me.
No, I wouldn't. Except that's all I would do.
Yeah.
Punch a cow.
Actually, I'm going to have to keep an eye on you constantly then, because I don't like the idea of you possibly going out and, me and Joe agreeing up the cows up there. That really,
Well, no.
Don't punch
I think
cows.
it would be more of a rocky situation.
No, what about like hogs and stuff like that? How are we going to wrangle up hogs? So nonchalant with it, you're just like, kick them.
Well, I mean, they're lower to the ground. I'm not going to hurt my back punching.
You're going to hurt your leg kicking a hog. I'm just telling you that right now. They're big animals. They're
No.
solid animals.
You haven't seen my kicks recently.
We raise hogs to be the biggest, meatiest animals possible. You think that's not a solid animal?
I don't think we make them the biggest, meatiest.
As big and meaty as we can make a hog.
Yeah, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, that's where daddy's at.
All right, well, what animal do you think you could really punch?
I don't
want to
punch any
If
animals.
you had to, I'm putting a gun to your head. You got to punch an animal.
Like I'm at the zoo and some guy's like, you got to go murk an animal.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. What would be the easiest one to kill with like a couple punches? Like a chicken? If you punch
what kind of zoo you at where they got chickens? A petting
Sometimes
zoo?
they're just around by like the flamingos. I don't know
Chickens.
what happened. Yeah, I've seen this day in and day out.
What zoo is this at?
I think they just show up and no one.
The chickens just show up.
I've been to
The
zoos where
flightless bird
chickens
just
are
shows
just
up.
walking around because chickens don't give a fuck. Okay,
Chickens
a
do not give a
flamingo you
fuck.
could punch in the head really hard and kill it. I bet.
I feel like a flamingo.
punch?
I feel like a flamingo. You could like whip it like this.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit more graphic. I was trying to keep it clean.
Punching a flamingo in the
Clean
head
for
to kill
our
it.
family fan base.
Okay, this is
One punch, yeah. What animal could you kill with a punch? One hard punch. You know, like when you
Hummingbird.
That there's no fucking way.
Why, it's just like
when it's it's gonna fly away.
But what if it doesn't?
That's a gamble.
What if you
I have a
sneak up
gun
on
to
a
your head.
hummingbird?
You punch an animal and you don't kill it. I kill you.
Oh.
You're gonna choose a hummingbird.
No,
One of
I
the
didn't know you were gonna
fast-
kill me. If I
Yeah,
didn't.
of course I'm
So
gonna
a
kill
one-punch kill for an animal?
you. Or I kill you.
Penguin
I don't think one punch would do it.
to the head?
Yeah,
Really?
a penguin.
What's the difference? A penguin's just like a fatter version of a flamingo.
I don't think that's right at
They're
all.
both birds.
The flamingo has the long neck.
That's what I'm saying.
And the
But he
tiny
doesn't
head.
got-
But okay, so you know at the bar.
You're
that-
thinking about the whiplash, where like you thinking about like where a dude's in a fight and he's got
Yeah,
a long neck. Like,
but-
yeah,
not exactly, but you.
we've lived different lives, you and I.
You know that game in the bar where you punch the punching bag.
Oh
and
yeah, and it's like
runs it up.
Yeah.
So you know how you do that punch and you don't punch it like square.
No, you
like Well, no, if you come from like the side and pull it around and punch it, that's like your most effective punch.
So you got to give it a hook.
Yeah, like a hard,
hard
and everything into it. So yeah, if you did that to a flamingo and punched the head, you'd kill that flamingo.
Technically, I think most things outside of animals that are larger than you could do that to, and probably like
but I feel like a flamingo, because of the neck, there's not enough support. That head is gonna come all the way down.
Do you think
penguin,
if a giraffe had its head down and you like kicked it really hard?
I feel bad about all of this now.
As I said it, I saw myself doing it, and I want to go to hell. I want to go to hell.
You are gonna, don't worry about it.
So like, let's say it's like just a peaceful giraffe. It's got its head
down.
Why'd
you have to make it peaceful? Let's say it's a really shitty.
How are you gonna kick what makes the giraffe shitty? Does it like fuck with all the other giraffes? A rapist giraffe? I mean, it rapes all the other giraffes?
I think that happens a lot in the animal kingdom.
I mean, I don't think it's rape. I think that's just how their mating works. Like they just kind of let it happen.
Okay,
they don't have like emotions like you and me.
The giraffe is racist. How about that?
How is the against what? Hippopotamuses?
So many questions.
I'm just so confused by why I'm kicking this thing.
It okay.
I don't even. It's not okay.
If it's bad enough. The giraffe killed someone in your family that you love, but it was malicious intent when it did it.
Like you
premeditated
like it was
murder.
A situation where you could have seen the giraffe like run to the side, but instead it kept going towards my family member, and that's what caused their
just
death.
wrapped its big neck around someone's
like an
neck
anaconda.
Yeah, it's a fucked up giraffe.
I don't think you know how giraffes work.
I'm saying in this very hypothetical scenario.
Insanely hypothetical scenario.
That the racist giraffe choked out someone you love.
Now, my question here is I definitely don't
think... many questions.
I don't think I could punch a giraffe in the head and kill it. I don't think that
that's
works.
What I'm...
Now, if I had like a big-ass steel-toe boot and like kicked a giraffe in the head as hard as I could,
like
you think
a punt?
Like I'm punting a football or like a soccer ball across a field, like full leg swing, just go boom.
I hate that I brought this up. This feels offensive.
This is
I can
so
feel
offensive.
us losing listeners.
I don't think we're losing listeners, but I definitely think we're gaining.
This is someone's first episode, and they're like, I mean, I was with it until they kicked that giraffe.
We didn't actually kick a giraffe. This is a hypothetical where the racist giraffe killed my sister, and now I have to.
I don't think we'll ever have that.
If someone gives me an opportunity to kick a giraffe, I'm going to punch them because it's like, why are you giving me this as a gift? Why do you think this is a gift that I want?
I mean, I don't know if it was presented as a gift.
I feel like if someone gives you the opportunity to kick your giraffe in the head, it is absolutely presented as a gift.
That person
even if it's something
weird.
Even if it's something where like
is a weird and very specific.
Well, if we're talking about weird and specific people who I had in mind, I was thinking like Cole goes on like a vendetta thing and he catches the giraffe for us and like he's. And then, like, we open the door, and the giraffe is just tied up outside, and he's like, hey, come kick him in the head,
I don't think Cole has the technology to wrangle
I don't think he has the technology, but I think when he's drunk enough, he could be angry enough to take down a giraffe. He's like a very small badger man when he gets very...
I don't think he's that.
It's not anger, it's recklessness.
It's
recklessness.
Just because he killed that one giraffe doesn't mean we should keep harping on it.
I mean, it's when you kill one person, you're a murderer. Kill one giraffe, you're a, I don't know what a giraffeicider? What does that mean?
No, I'm gonna say that's not
Giraffeicide, is that a word?
I guess it is now.
I have a very
We're
beautiful...
bringing back Jackass and
Giraffeicide. Make that a shirt with like a dictionary of Giraffeicide.
No, I don't think we should support that.
I don't support it, but I want to make money off it.
All funds go into the giraffe community.
I actually would like it if we did that shirt and then we donated all the proceeds to like the Animal Wildlife Foundation. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be nice. No one would buy that shirt because there's too much to explain.
But it's really funny.
I don't even know if it is anymore. Also, if it does happen to be your first time tuning in, because we've had a recent phenomenal spike in listens, welcome. It's not always this bad.
Oh, no, it's always this great. It's always on this upper shit.
I mean, it's not so specific with the animal murder.
I mean, that's just something
Go
that
listen
happens.
to better episodes. I no longer remember which ones were, but some of them are. Some of them are.
Try one out. See if it suits you.
Try it on for size.
Go listen to Dog Breast Forum.
Yeah, that one
was good.
That one is panned.
Hard sexy candy, wet sexy candy.
Wet. No, I don't even think that's right.
We are bad with this is so bad.
Yeah, I don't know which
the hot
ones
dog gobbler was fantastic.
Was it?
I love the hot dog gobbler.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite episode, but yeah, chime in with your favorites, and we'll put them in the year-end wrap-up. We want to get into some submissions since there's plentiful.
Well, since apparently when left to our own devices, we go straight to Giraffeicide.
Yeah, that's part of it. I'm trying to get away from it, but you keep harping on it. And you know what? I don't want to harp on it.
I don't want to harp on it, but Giraffeicide...
Yeah,
Louise. I don't want to harp on it, but Giraffeicide is a fun word to say.
All right, and wish it never would have happened. So we'll pop into these submissions because I feel like there's a lot to unpack here.
There's lots of things that happen because of the show I wish never happened.
Hey, yeah, welcome to my entire existence. This one is from Sup, And the email is imissyou@aol.com.
Now, before we get into this, now Drama brought this to my attention, and I just want to bring it to the people's attention. This feels very targeted.
Yeah, when we get into it, it feels a little specific.
I feel insanely. Slim feels insanely attacked.
They're probably
by
just
this.
big fans of that Blink-182 song.
I mean, we'll find out. But
is that the best Blink-182 song?
I Miss You?
Yeah.
Hardly.
What's the best Blink-182 song? I love I Miss You.
I Miss You is in the top 3. I'm not going to say it's not, but if we're talking like personal Blink-182 songs,
I was going to say something.
Feeling This is my favorite one.
I don't even know that one.
You gotta regret right now. I'm feeling this. The air is so cold and numb.
I like, what is it, Rock Show?
Rock Show's good.
I like Damn It, too. Is that right? That's one of my favorite ones.
What's My Age Again?
Yeah, that one's a little overplayed.
That's about the time she walked away
good.
from me. I like some of their newer shit, too. Not like the stuff with Matt Skiba. I didn't like the California
Skiba.
album. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Matt Skiba.
Skiba?
From Alkaline Trio.
Skee-Ball.
Phenomenal band. Well, they were.
Yeah.
Very bad now.
But no, I really like the album Neighborhoods that they put out. There was a couple of tracks on there where I'm
was
like,
that the newest one?
No, the newest one is like California.
Okay.
And that's
I
without...
love how we're always like, what was it? Oh, let's say it together because we know exactly what it is.
And then the one before that was Neighborhoods, but then they had an EP they put out. It was like Dog's Day or something like that.
Yeah, I guess I've been out of the loop.
It had this was back in like 2013 or 14, I think. Like this was a long time ago. But
isn't that upsetting that it's a long time ago?
Yeah.
Do you have a year in your head that like you're stuck in? Because I, for some reason,
2012.
I always think 2008. Like anytime someone's
8 and 12, those are my 2 years.
Yeah, sometime and now 8 is 10 years ago.
That
I'm always
scares
like
the
2008,
fuck out
like
of
a
me.
couple of years ago, and then I'm like, oh, a fucking decade ago. I always like that's my point of reference is for some reason 2008. But yeah, let's get into these submissions and not Blink-182, even though they're big fans of the podcast. What's the one that Tom come talk about aliens?
Well, I would love to have Tom DeLonge on the show. Come talk about aliens.
Matt Skiba thinks that he did the Fire Festival with his mind. FYI.
I would like Matt.
I would like to hear that. Too.
I would love to have pretty much anybody that is involved with Blink-182 on the show, so we can figure it. Travis Barker,
big Travis Barker,
huge
fan.
Travis
Read
Barker
his book,
fan. Love
phenomenal.
that guy.
Almost
Fantastic
died
human
in
being.
that plane crash. Crazy. When you read it, he talks about like his socks melting into his skin. It's gnarly. It's a very good read. Anyway, so sup at imissyou@aol.com gave us 3 quick ones.
Which I love. Thank you.
Yes, we have 3 quick ones, so we have 6 quick ones and then some other ones. So we've got a lot of ones here.
I've been known to give out 6 quick ones if I can pick up what I'm laying down.
What? You seemed exhausted from the memory.
You ever hand out 6 quick ones?
No.
It's exhausting.
They get long after a bit.
Speak for yourself. Always premature ejaculated.
Yeah, put it all on the table.
Always pre-ing it.
Anyway, 3 quick ones. Number 1, have you ever used a sex toy in bed? Number 2, have you ever been caught masturbating? And number 3, do you think of me in your dreams? So, all right, let's get into number 1, sex toy in the bed.
Yes.
I don't think I have.
Really?
Not that I can recall. I'm not a big fan of...
I am not a fan of sex toys. I just want to throw that out there.
What do you have, a cock ring?
No, I didn't.
You throw it on there like a carnival game?
I've never fucked with a cock ring. I've fucked with dildos, and I've fucked with... Well, what do you want me to call them? I've fucked with big rubber penises? Like, what do you want me to say?
Like, is it a dildo or a vibrator?
Okay, now there was two different girls with dildos, and one of the girls.
Not be so specific.
Well, I'm saying, 2 dildos. Then, like, what do I say? 2 dildos?
I don't know. That sounds like you're just.
I have used 2 dildos on human beings. That sounds even worse.
Nah, I like that.
I don't like that at all. The phrasing on that is so grossly specific.
I think it's less specific.
Really?
It's very vague. Yeah.
It's not like I'm targeting anyone. I'm just saying there was separate females with separate sex toys.
Well,
I feel better about saying that because it's like at least it's not the same sex toy that I've used on multiple people.
More letters.
Would you? I don't need more fucking Facebook messages from people. Is what I fucking need.
Again, too specific.
Whatever. I'm just. I get a lot of Facebook messages.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think. I know
vibrators are weird because I bought a vibrator for one of my girlfriends as a gift. Because
did you test it out?
Yeah, I mean not on myself, but like Christ.
I like that you're like, yeah, of course I did.
I used it for its intended application. I didn't
How do you go about purchasing a vibrator?
You go on the internet and you buy it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you can get
Amazon reviews.
Actually, yeah, Amazon reviews. That's what I did. I looked up Amazon reviews and stuff. Yeah, and
I was hoping you went into a store and asked questions.
Well, I went into Secrets looking around, but like
is Secrets still open?
Yes, it is.
Holy
Shout out to
shit.
Secrets.
Yes, Secrets.
Topical.
Wow, that finally
That was
worked.
a perfect ding. Oh my, we got the sauce this episode, man. Let me tell you.
This one's better than the last one.
This one's better than the last 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.
Six quick ones. 6 is don't get me on the 6 quick ones again.
I think we're getting there. Yeah, shout out Secrets. I think that might have been my first sex shop that you try to go into underage, and they're like, no,
but like, man, and then their fantastic novelty porn collection they have in the back. Yeah. Like, oh my god, shout out to those guys. That's a sponsorship deal. I want Secrets.
Yeah,
Secrets. Get at man. I'm gonna go in there and talk to them. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna be like, this is my brand. Yeah. We like you guys.
We have a couple business cards.
Yeah, this is our kind of thing. What do you think about? We'll give you a shout out on the show.
We'll give away a dildo.
I will give away a dildo on the show.
No, like we'll just stick it here and then occasionally smack it back.
This the whole
yeah.
No, we get one of those like the destroyer, the butt plugs,
the
like the huge, like the big ones that have the base like that. Just plant it right there in the middle of the table. Just a literal
baseball bat.
How do you do you buy that as a joke? Like
I've seen some videos that rival a joke.
I have seen some videos that imply that there is some people who do not joke about those things.
I mean, I don't think it's to be joked with, but
no, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't like using sex toys. Like it's not something that I enjoy.
They've been presented to me in the moment, and I think we should have a conversation before because I don't
establishing
know what I'm getting into.
Well, I don't want a toy like used on me. I feel like that's I can't think of a good reasonable toy when I'm in a sexual situation with a woman that I want used on me when there's a woman there. Yeah. You know, I would rather have.
I'm having a good enough time. That's how I feel with a lot.
Call
of
me
sex.
old fashioned.
Yeah.
Call me enjoying a woman in a biblical way. Yeah. But I don't need all these fancy bells and whistles to get off.
Pretty vanilla in the sheets. Yeah, I don't need more.
I can't say I'm vanilla in the sheets, but like.
I mean. Yeah, I don't think you should.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear about like how they say you shouldn't circumcise because it like has more sensation.
Which we've gotten into. I don't need more sensation.
Yeah, and I don't need more. I don't need anything to help me ejaculate.
I'm handing out 6 quick ones. You think I need help ejaculating?
Yeah, I'm ahead of the game.
I'm pretty sure if
there.
I think about it hard enough, it just happens.
Yeah, you're telling me. Number 2, have you ever been caught masturbating?
Now, see, here's the thing about the terminology with this. Here's the phrasing. If you are masturbating and someone walks in on you and you stop, you're the guy that gets caught. But if you keep going, they're gay because they're watching a guy masturbate.
I like that you assume it's a man.
I mean, if it's a girl, well, I mean, they asked if we've been caught masturbating. If it's a girl walking in and you're masturbating and she doesn't do anything about it and it's a reasonable situation, that's on her. She can turn around. Anybody can turn around at any time and be like, oh shit, you're jacking off. I can turn around. I had a buddy who was in the service tell me that when you're on the ships and it's very, very crowded, that people just kind of become themselves and they don't really have a thing for boundaries. And it's very, very common to walk by the barracks and have a guy just like beating off 3 feet from your head.
I mean, yeah.
Like it just happens.
When you're in a time of distress, I mean,
I don't know how often you masturbate when you're in distress, but I do it constantly.
Yeah, that's the only way to get you out of it.
It's the only time I masturbate is when I'm in distress.
I talked to a guy from a band that was touring on a tour bus, and they were like, yeah, we all just take turns going in the back bed section and jerking off into condoms to keep it clean.
I mean, that's not a bad way to do it. At least y'all got a system figured out, you know?
It feels weird to jerk off into a
condom. It feels weird, but like,
I
mean, let's say we were like going across the country in a van, like, because I mean, you're not
jerking off in a van with me.
Okay, what about a bus? What if we had a room in the back of a bus?
Someone's jerking off.
I mean, a bus and a condom. Like, I'm not saying like I'm just gonna let it rope out everywhere.
Oh my god! Don't give us these kind of fucking submissions because I don't need to hear more Slim's graphic depictions of what his penis does.
Everyone tells me I'm so graphic, but I don't think I am.
If everyone's telling you something, it's probably true.
Nah, that can't be right.
You're just
There's lots of people that tell me Trump's a good president.
Oh, then you're talking to the wrong people.
No, they don't. I'm not talking to them. They just scream it at me.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right.
But the emails. And then...
Okay, we're not doing this.
No, we are not.
But yeah, I've never been caught masturbating. I one time when I was like, I don't know, whatever that sweet spot is where you're just doing it too much all the time as like a 14-year-old
and you can feel yourself
doing
it, and you're like, you should probably slow down.
You should always feel yourself doing it. I think that's
You
how it
don't go
works.
numb after your 6 quick ones?
No. I like to give myself a stranger, but it's a different scenario.
Yeah.
But one time, I can't even remember what it was, but my bedroom door didn't like latch. Like the door wouldn't officially close. So I had to pile up like things behind it to keep it closed. And my mom like did one of those like knock, knock, open the door, which don't do that, especially when you have a young teenage
Knock,
son.
then ask. That should be the rule.
Yeah, and then I was like going to town and like sprung up and like tucked it and then did one of those like where it's hiding behind the door.
Yeah.
And if you could get a picture from like really far back, it would be comical because it's just me standing, my mom peeking in, and then just a boner behind the door.
Nice.
And I feel like she was aware of what was going on, but she wasn't like wrapping it up quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she wanted to talk about like going to the store or something. And I was like, not the time.
I think now you've actually brought up a repressed memory. Thank you. Now I haven't been
That's
caught.
what I love to do.
I haven't been caught masturbating, but I've been caught like getting ready, you know.
Oh
like,
yeah, prepping.
Yeah, I got caught prepping
in the early stages.
Well, I think I was definitely young, like mid teenager. I think I was like 13, 14, somewhere around there. And I'm sure you were like this as a child as well. You were just glued to your Walkman. I always had my Walkman with me. I was always listening to music. Always got I had the big CD binder with all the CDs in it and shit.
Of course.
And so when I was at home, I just always had my headphones in, so I wouldn't hear like, a knock on the door or anything like that. And so they would knock and then barge in. But like most of the time I wasn't doing anything, I just had my headphones in, listening to music. But like every now and again, as a young man, you just get those random boners and you're like, let's knock this one out.
Yeah.
So I went to go knock a quick one out. And I'm sitting there listening to God knows what, and then my bedroom door just flies open, like just flies, and like pants off, just completely off, like on my bed, because it's like it's my room, I can do what the fuck I want, and
not under my roof.
Well, and so my sister like full door like slam wide open too, just slams the door open, and so I very quickly like I don't know why I thought this would work, but I like flipped over very fast and like tucked my legs under a blanket so it looked like I was just napping with my Winnie the Pooh in it, just napping while Winnie the Pooh
in it.
But she was like, "Why did you just flip around like that?" Because like she was much younger than me and more naive, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm not wearing any pants," and then the best thing in the world happened. She left, and I was like, "Can you like leave so I can close the door and put pants on?" And so she did, and I closed the door, and I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking jack off now. This is terrible. My whole flow was
that you were going to
interrupted.
be like, let's just do it real quick.
No, I was like, I'm not going to interrupt this. And so like I was like, fuck it. And so I just went back to listen to my music, and like an hour later, I came out of my room, and my sister points at me and goes, "I know what you were doing in there." And my mom goes, he's a young man. Let him have his private time. I can give that to my mom. There was some fucked up shit I did as a teenager that she just dealt with, but there was a lot of instances like that I can think of where she was a straight OG about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you got to do.
She bought me my first box of condoms, but she presented it to me in the worst way possible.
You tacked them to your door.
No, here's what.
Each of them.
No, God, I wish. Here's how they were presented to me. So I was just out with my friends as a young man, and I just got my first girlfriend like about a month or so before, and so I'm in the throes of young passion, those things where you're just making out till like your faces are wet for like 3 hours,
Lips are chapped.
And it's stupid and gross, but you're like, I'm never gonna live like this again,
It's true.
And you enjoy it for everything it is, because you're like, I'm never gonna be like a stupid kid doing this shit again.
You get old and you miss it.
And you do in a way, because you're like, man, I wish I because I'm not even gonna get into it without sounding like a sad old man, so we're not even gonna do this shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was in my first relationship, throes of what I thought was love as a young man, just enjoying my time, And I came home from my girlfriend's house, I believe, and being young, got home. "Hey, sweetie, I'm home. I miss you so much." You remember that dumbass being that dumbass back in the day? Those 45-minute phone calls where you you would fall asleep on the phone, you wouldn't even say anything, and then you wake up and be like, "Babe, you still there? I'm gonna go to bed. I love you so much. Good night." Yeah, so triggering. Like, and I know there's people listening to this right now being like, "Oh my Christ," because we all did it. Yeah. We all did that stupid shit with our first relationship. We're like, "Oh, this is the best one, and love is real, and all these songs make sense."
Yeah.
And blah. Stupid shit. And so I was talking to my girlfriend. I lay down on my bed, and my head hit the pillow, and I heard like a thunk, and I was like, weird. And so I lifted up my pillow, and there was like a economy-sized box of like dirt.
Like the condom fairy came.
Yeah, like the condom fairy came and left me a big old box of rubbers to use. And so like I had an awkward, weird moment for a sec, because I was like, I don't know where these condoms came from, and I'm going through my head trying to think of the people that would be buying me condoms, and I was like, well, my mom wouldn't do it because well, that's my mom, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, as a young man, you're still just kind of like, I don't want to talk to my parents about sex, you know? And my thought was that my grandpa did it because I believe I told a story on the show at one point. He came in and found my my printed porn stash
porn collection
that I had tucked in by the
with it.
Yeah, and I don't think we're all familiar with it.
I mean, you showed me it. It's very wet and
it's very old and yellowed.
A lot of holes in it.
I mean,
odd-sized holes.
You gotta cut things out sometimes, you know.
Ball holes, which I thought was interesting.
It gets soiled. I mean, you gotta.
Oh, soiled is the perfect terminology for it.
I spilled things.
Coffee.
Yeah. Yogurt on it. I was eating
always yogurt.
Yogurt on the couch.
Yogurt for
I was naked and eating yogurt on the couch, admiring my printed pornographic collection. Nothing like the good old days of wearing through an entire color ink cartridge just to print out your porn, man.
I don't think I ever printed out porn.
I did. I mean, I've done some pathetic shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I used to read a lot of skate magazines, and Hubba Wheels.
Yeah.
I think they're now defunct, but they had the most scandalous ads. Like shit. Like, I can't even believe it. Heaving breasts that are like covered with the wheels and shit. And like shit that even at that age, though I was very, very excited to have access to it, I was like, this is wildly inappropriate for a skateboard wheel company. And then I would get to the point of like going and looking at the magazines, and instead of looking at like what skaters were featured, I'd flip to the back because it was always like one of the last two pages, and I'd be like, yeah, this will be great. Like free, like fucking anything else.
The things we did when we started getting hormones in our body. Holy shit.
Kids are spoiled nowadays. I don't want to harp on it, but imagine jerking off to a skateboard wheel ad with women in it, not just wheels.
Imagine jerking off to porn you have printed at home on your parents' computer.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
niche right there.
That'll never happen again.
Never again. That's a thing of the past. That sounds like something you hear about like at an antique store when there's an old man sitting there and he's like, I remember back when Sears and Roebuck
polishing up a bayonet and telling you about printing out naked women.
I remember when Sears and Roebuck had iodine test. I went home and slapped my wife afterwards because they weren't on sale. It's like, fuck, who let you live? But so I didn't tell and I've always been a very secretive person, and I don't know why. I just like minding my own business, keeping to myself, even though I have a very public podcast where I talk about everything. It's good therapy to get out and talk, you know. And so I just kept it to myself. I was like, okay. And I told her, I was like, there's a box of condoms under my bed. And like I didn't even have sex with this girlfriend. This was like the first girlfriend.
She probably thought you were trying to set it up.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I just happen to have some condoms. Isn't that weird? What
babe,
could we do with these?
My shirt's chafing me.
Yeah. My pants are itchy too.
My underwear is fucking with my ball sack. Can you check this out for me?
That's happening to me right now.
Tell me about it. It's so hot outside. But I just kept it to myself for months. Like, I didn't tell. I told my friends at school. I was like, yeah, this weird box of condoms showed up at my house, you know? And then months later, I got into a fight with my sister. And I don't even know what we were fighting about, just kids being kids, you know? And she was like, oh, yeah, well, why don't you just, something about my girlfriend. She goes, well, why don't you just use the condoms that were under your pillow? And I was like,
did you think it was her?
Like in that moment, I was like, did my little sister go buy me condoms? With what money? Like, who gave her the money?
Where did you get the money?
Who gave her the money? And then she decided to spend that money on condoms. That's where my brain went with it.
Looking out for you.
I guess she's looking. It's good living, but like, you should be at that age. You should be buying yourself treats, not buying your brother rubbers.
Buy yourself
you know,
some quarter bubble gum from the corners.
Go down to old Sears and Roebuck, where old man Johnson liked to beat his wife after not getting his iodine test, and get yourself some penny candy and an old fashioned gobstopper.
Jesus. I remember, I think I was like 13, and for some reason the cool thing at my school was to have condoms. Mm-hmm. Like, one kid was like, I have condoms, and you're still like not even sure on like,
it's like having bullets but no gun. It's like, okay, so what are you gonna do with it?
But it was like the cool thing, and one of my friends like gave me a condom, and then I was just like, interesting. And like, it's where you're still not even 100% sure how to use a condom.
Yeah,
because I'm still not even 100% sure how to use
I just kind of feel it out and hope for the best.
Yeah, you put it on the wrong way first, and it's dark.
Just leave it on.
Yeah. But
I just cover the tip. I don't do the whole thing.
That is the effective way, but you got to make sure you don't lose track of that thing.
Yeah, that thing will slide off.
Things get wet there. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like
that's. But I remember I had a junk drawer in my room as a teenager that had like, you know, a bunch of illicit things in it. And I just had the condom in there. And then I remember, like, when you're sitting around with your family, and I feel like we were watching, like, Maury or something. And it was about kids being, like, bad teenagers. And the one kid was 13. And it was a boy. And the mom was like, I found condoms. And Maury was like, what did you do with the condoms? And I remember my dad going, if I found a condom in my 13-year-old's room, I'd slap him in the face with it. Which is a weird thing. Then I was like horrified that my dad was going to find that one condom, open it, and slap me in the face with it.
The only sex talk my father ever gave me, he said, if you get a girl pregnant while you're in high school, you're getting a factory job and dropping out.
That will paint a picture. That's not a bad way to
great picture.
I never had a sex talk, which is why I don't know how to have sex.
Never got one from either parent. That what I just told you was the extent of mine.
I mean, I never had anything at all. So I should have more kids than I do.
I probably
that I claim.
Fuck. But no, and when my sister told me that, I went to my mom and I was like, Leah knows about these weird condoms that showed up in my room. What do I do? And she was like, oh, I put those there. And I was like, what? You know, because being like young and stuff like that. I was like, why? And she's like, and she was very reasonable about it. Yeah. Like a super G about it.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, she was like, she goes, I'm not trying to be a grandma. And I know you're a young man and you're growing up, so she's like, I would rather you just be safe and have them. And even if you're not using them, just have them so you have the option there. Then, gee, that was a juicy one.
Thank you.
And so she was like, I just want you to have the option instead of not having it. Of course, I was an unappreciative shit. And I was just like, that's weird. Don't buy me condoms. And then I slammed my door and turned Slipknot up really loud.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, he doesn't even need them.
Yeah. She was like, oh, she saw me take out as well as the porn I would print out. I would also print out pictures of bands that I liked and then tape them to my door.
I did that a lot too.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
That's my aesthetic right there. Like 2002, printing out new metal bands and putting the pictures on
the door.
It's got the
lines in it because you're running out of ink.
Oh, no. It's got the lines. And then you also did like the parental advisory one to stick on there, and then you did like
I did a lot of song lyrics. Like when me and my sister were very young, we had a computer because my family always had the newest technology before you should have it when it's still very flawed. So like the early 2000s when you would like burn a CD and it took like 4 hours and it would fuck up at the last like 30 minutes and ruin your whole life.
Yeah,
those days. And we didn't have the internet for like a very long time. And we had like shitty internet games, so we would just go on Word and I would just type out the song lyrics to songs I liked and then just print them out and have them. And sometimes I'd put them in my desk at school. I was probably even younger than I'm thinking. And it's funny because I used to do it with Everclear, who I'm seeing tomorrow. It's finally coming full circle.
It really pisses me off that I can't be there to see it with you.
It's really very big to me because I think I've told the story about seeing them, but I'll recant it after I see them and say how great it was. But yeah, we used to just print out song lyrics like crazy, like type them all out and like put the asterisks in the curse words so my parents didn't get mad at us.
See, I would find like the fucked up like fan art for like bands on DeviantArt back in the day and shit.
Yeah, so you're after me. That's
man. See, I remember because we had internet, but it was like dial-up internet. Yeah, I remember.
I eventually had dial-up internet.
I remember
2010. I mean, currently, you come to my house, you're like, "What's the Wi-Fi code?" I'm like, "I don't know." Is it the noise that it makes when you try to dial up?
I'm like, what do you? I'm like, dial up, and you're like, oh, do you need to use? You're like,
let me pop in the free AOL disc real quick.
Honey, do you need to use the house phone at all? I'm gonna connect. I'm gonna get Slim on the internet. Okay, Slim needs to use the internet for something.
Do we need that 30-day America Online trial?
Oh my god, with the CD?
Yeah, with the CD.
That they would just throw in the bag because they got boxes of them. Everyone believed in like Windows 97 back then. It was beautiful.
All right, and then, let's keep this moving because we got some. And then 3, do you think of me in your dreams? I want to lead with this. No one wants to be thought of in my dreams. You've heard what I'm capable of. You should all be happy that you're not in my dreams. Do you think of this random person in your dreams?
If I knew who they were, probably, but I'm just going to throw something out for you. I feel like my dreams exist in some weird reality that I've crafted in my head that I can't escape. So, like, if you want to come live there, that's fine. Yeah, but I don't want you there.
Yeah, if you want to be in my dreams just from the taste you've had.
You don't want to be on that level because it's terrifying, but not for the reasons like yours are terrifying and mine are terrifying, but like in the same way, like different kind of lights are beautiful, you know? Like it's just all terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very aware. Yeah. If I wake up screaming, do you think you want to be in my dreams?
My dreams constantly take place in a house where every room is bigger. This is for new listeners. So if you want to come exist in my big dream house, do a bunch of drugs, and I'll see you there.
It is interesting. You ever have a dream about like the most random person, like someone you
Yes.
had one class with in 9th grade that you never spoke to?
You ever have
like, Why
a
were you in my
random?
dream?
You ever have a random sex dream about like somebody you wouldn't even think about having sex with, and then you see them the next time, and you're like,
Not really, because I don't have a lot of sex dreams. It's mostly the screaming and the murder.
I have more sex in my dreams than I'd like to admit. I think.
I mean, that's nice. At least you're getting it somewhere.
I
get fucked in my dreams, but not in the
To
same
be
way.
100% honest with you, I had a dream the other night. I was with this girl. Drama. We'll just say drama.
Okay.
I was with drama, and you don't want to be in this dream, buddy. Trust me. No. I was with a girl in this dream, and for some reason, we like could not find a place to fuck for some reason. And
the good old days.
But for some reason, I was in a car I was driving around, but it was like a very boxy automobile. Like it was very square, like a video game car in a way. And the seat was huge. Like when I was sitting, I'm just gonna give you an example for the video here. Watch the video. Like I could like sit back in the car like this comfortably, and like have to reach out for the steering wheel like this. So like it looked small, but it had a huge like inside to it. And for some reason, as I am driving this giant but small car around, this girl is in my lap, and I keep trying to slip it in.
Oh my god!
And in my dream,
this is graphic.
It's graphic, but this was the dream, and so
that doesn't mean you want me to recant my dreams?
Sure, why not?
The people don't need this.
I'm just saying, like, but like that was the dream, and then I woke up and I'm like, did I go out last night and try? No, that was a dream.
No, the car doesn't make any sense.
That's what it is, honestly, because my dreams seem so real sometimes that I wake up and I'm like, did I do that last night? And I just like passed out and. Because I do a lot of drugs. I'm not gonna lie. You can edit that out if you want.
Yeah.
And so I woke up and I was like, nope, car was too boxy. Car wasn't real.
Car's too big.
I always got to find that one minute detail. I'm like, I couldn't be flying in a hoverboard in the house, so there's no way that was real.
That's what I do too. All right, and then our second submission here is from Carl. The email is carl@carlson.com.
Bless whoever did that.
Carl Carlson. It says, I'm a big fan of this or that questions.
This is
so
great.
I wanted to throw a couple at you guys. I'm also realizing right now that they're basically would you rather questions. Feel free to skip any. So we'll go through these. First one is ass or titties.
I would like to rephrase this question as big ass small titties or big titty small ass. Big ass small titties.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing more
The
attractive
original
than a
question is
body.
ass.
Ass.
Also, but
ass.
Which is funny because I feel like as a young man, it's always titties.
Well, because I think as a young man, we are oversaturated by society to see breasts as sexual. You know, so when we start getting hormonal, we're like, I can remember the very first time I ever searched for like boobs on the internet, and I went to Google. And I typed in
boobs.
pictures of breasts, and I got
classy.
I was like very classy about it, and I was like, and it was like medical drawings of like breasts and shit like that, and so then I was like,
this'll work.
So then I got to start somewhere, and then I typed in I think like boobs with dick or something like that, and then it was like boobs with dick.com, boobs and penis porno, and like I can remember the combination of sketchy porn sites and LimeWire ruined so many computers in my day.
You're telling me.
Well, and then I've harped on it, but where like my whole family got addicted to LimeWire, and so like everyone was
my whole family got addicted to porn.
That would be my child.
Interesting.
That kid's child. You can't even pay for all the therapy to get all that undone.
No.
Like holy shit.
But yeah, I feel like when the older you get, the more you appreciate a nice ass. And yeah, I agree.
Because
like
I think once you start having sex, you're just down there more. So you're like, I mean, titties are fun to play with for a minute, but like,
you slap a couple big pairs around, and then you're like, let's move on to the ass.
A big ass around.
Yeah, asses. Yeah, and I feel like culturally, as a society, we've grown into asses more.
Culturally, we appreciate ass
like
more.
I said, you start as a kid into some nice.
You've seen Drake's like bad photoshopped looking girlfriend's ass, haven't you? That thing looks surreal.
Well, we're getting to a disgusting point, like that picture of Black China, and she's standing, and it looks like a little ball sack hanging underneath, but it's just her. Huge disgusting at that point ass that's too much to work with.
It's way too much.
I don't even know how you handle that.
How do you wipe your ass at that point? You have to get one of those sticks that fat people use. I feel like
I'm gonna say it on Twitter. I just constantly click on photo links and they end up being unfortunate, we'll say. And I saw one the other day of a woman fisting her ass, but it was a huge ass, so then it was just comical because there was so much of the arm but so much of the ass that it wasn't even really like a fisting of the ass. Watch the video.
This is wearing me out.
All right,
It wasn't technically a fisting of the ass per se.
Because I mean, I can't clarify that there was a fist in an ass. There was just an arm in a huge ass.
I saw
I
saw a very frightening video of a man farting in another man's face to like wake him up.
We're not going to get into this.
No, he was like farting in his face to wake him up as a joke, and the guy started freaking out, and a whole foot went into a guy's ass.
Interesting.
Like that was, and like it froze and like zoomed in, and I was like,
all right, next one: become a pirate or be in a motorcycle gang.
That's a tough one.
Pirate for me.
Motorcycle gang.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like motorcycle gangs.
See, I feel like I would want to be in a motorcycle, like a violent motorcycle gang, because I feel like it's implied with being pirates. Because like there's those nice motorcycle gangs that like do rides for like kids and
motorcycle gangs. I'm gonna make
like. Is this like an outlaw motorcycle gang we're talking about?
That's the only one I know.
I would fuck with an outlaw motorcycle gang personally.
It all feels
Pirates. On the ship for that long, getting seasick, not getting all your vitamin C and your protein.
Exciting. You could be in a motorcycle gang pretty easily.
Yeah.
You could start a motorcycle gang. A pirate
in 2018.
Real quality pirate.
A quality pirate in 2018.
You don't see it anymore.
Do we have any quality pirates that aren't like Somali pirates in 2018?
I don't think so. That's what I mean. It's more.
Do we still have Somali pirates in 2018?
I haven't done the research.
Someone fact check and see if we have Somali pirates in 2018.
There's pirates out there, but I'm talking old school eye patch,
like
big
peg
hat,
leg, hook hand, parrot, red bandana.
Yeah. Hidden treasure,
vest with gold, black pantaloons,
cannonballs at other boats.
Definitely has like a crew of like 5 or 6 other rough looking, but like specific looking pirates,
some sort of shanty,
a big black flag with a skull and crossbones on it.
The black flag symbol on the side of the boat because we like to ride.
They have like the fake out sail, so it like and it's like our aid is coming, and then it's the pirate flag, and they're like, oh man, whatever.
It's like all the movies.
Now is it implied
that's more exciting than
is it implied that we would be in the gangs together? Because I would definitely be a pirate with you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're gonna choose a motorcycle gang, then my pirates will just come and fuck you up.
So
motorcycle gangs feel racist. I'm just gonna say it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think you're looking too much into it. I think you may have some latent guilt about a motorcycle gang that you may or may not know. And
I
think you're looking into the bad parts of the news all the time. I think you've watched a little bit too much Sons of Anarchy. Maybe seen too many previews on FX. It's a great show. Oh my god.
R.I.P. Oh, was it Opie? That was brutal.
Yeah, R.I.P. Opie.
No, spoiler alert.
Whatever. It's all out. If you ain't seen it yet,
no, it's all out.
Who's the guy sitting around going, "Yeah, I'm sitting on Sons of Anarchy. Wait until I retire. Watch all 7 seasons in a week."
My dad always hung out with people who were wannabe motorcycle gangs or were and I remember him showing me pictures of being at like cookouts and people have like swastika armbands. Like there's
I think it depends on the motorcycle band.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a blanket statement, but those are the people who make me uneasy when I'm at a bar. It feels like they're always like, and it might be fun to be in it because then you get into some shenanigans,
meet some interesting characters.
But then I'm like, I don't want to be involved in this. I think a pirate comes into a bar, I'm striking up a conversation. Motorcycle gang comes in the bar, I'm uncomfortable.
I mean, depending on the gang, if it's like a bunch of like racist ass Hell's Angels, it's gonna be uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Like I said, if it's like the motorcycle gangs that like do the rides for charity and shit like that.
But yeah, then that just doesn't even sound fun. I don't want it to be racist. I'd like to find a middle ground, but charity rides, I could be a pirate. Are you kidding me? I'm going pirate.
I feel you there, but like, man, the appeal of just like getting leathered out and just riding a nice fat road hog down the road.
See, I don't even want to ride a motorcycle.
I like motorcycles, man. That's a little secret. I like riding dirt bikes and motorcycles.
Yeah,
and
dirt bikes are different.
Man, motorcycles are so much fun though. I mean, you
I
can't
hate the way motorcycles sound.
You can't not
flares up my birds hard.
And this is for everyone. And I'm not insulting any culture, but like you always look like a little bit of an asshole when you're riding around and driving a motorcycle. That's all there is to it, because you gotta like do the culture and you gotta do the glasses and then like I don't understand Harley Davidson culture, to be honest. Like,
I don't either.
People who like just freak out about Harley Davidson and they've got like the motorcycle and they're always wearing like the old ass Harley shirts and stuff like that. Like I don't get how you can be that dedicated to a brand of a thing. Like I understand if you really like motorcycles, but like I mean you don't see dudes like decked out in like nothing but like Beats or Apple and stuff like that. I mean, you see him do like
technically.
I mean, you see him do like Gucci and stuff. I'm talking about clothes.
Yeah.
Like if you
where do you buy a Beats or Apple shirt?
But what I'm saying is like how it's very
need to harp on this.
It's very rare to find a representation like that.
Someone help me be a pirate.
Next
one, pen or pencil? Pen easily.
Always.
I fucking hate pencils so much.
Fine point 0.08 millimeter tip. I love a good fine point on a pen.
I fucking love pens and markers. Are my
Pens.
secret obsession.
I get a very like delightful tingle in my brain when I use like the type of pen I like to use, and I'll just write
real nicely.
I'll just write sentences with it because it feels so good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I compulsively write things over and over with different. I love markers more, but pencils, the sound of it, the
sharpening of it, and then
it, like,
eventually
makes my teeth feel weird like that. And when you cut cardboard, I get like a weird.
But then here like
sensation. Yeah,
like I don't like.
And then
it.
they're gonna break, and you gotta sharpen it in front of the rest of the class. And
you gotta go up, and you have a big old erection that you weren't planning on at the time.
It's almost as big as the pencil.
You're trying to tuck it in while you're like,
yeah,
you're not trying to like.
Look at that effeminate young boy.
That effeminate guy showing off his cake while he fashions a pencil.
Yeah. So pen is simple. Toilet paper, over or under? This is.
What's the patent? Over.
What?
There's a patent for it. The U.S. patent for toilet paper has.
I don't know, but over is the only acceptable answer.
Yeah, because okay, now and
this one concerned me because we've had some things, wiping ass, jerking off with eyes open or closed. This is the one that could tear this friendship apart. When people hang it under on the back, what are you doing? Over in the front, you're right there.
Just clean tear.
Yeah,
because it pulls over the top, and so you're not worried about getting caught up in the other thing. To be honest with you, I don't really care how it's put in there. I'm pulling ass wipe one way or the other, but I'm aware that people have preferences, and I'm aware the preference is usually over from what I find.
Hard preference.
You know,
I live with roommates who would put it in backwards, and I would be like, "This isn't fucking happening." I would turn it around. I'll turn it around every time. If you fuck with me, it's got to be over. It just makes so much.
I
sense.
believe that's the patent is over.
It's got to be. It makes the most sense.
I mean,
it's not even up for debate.
You know what? Here's how we can tell you that over is the truth. How often do you see a video of like a cat or a dog tearing up a toilet paper roll and it's being pulled down because they just keep pulling it down? You don't see them like ripping it out from under because it would come out like this.
Yeah.
Always just pull straight down.
Yep. Simple enough. Burritos or pizza?
Burrito. 100%
gonna go
way.
Pizza.
I don't.
This was hard for me. This feels targeted. I love burritos and pizza.
I love both as well.
Yeah, you're a fucking.
But as a man who doesn't eat a lot of pizza these days, I definitely swing more towards the burrito side. And Mexican cuisine is my favorite type of food.
I prefer a burrito, but I feel like burritos are more of a gamble when you go places.
Honestly,
I just had a burrito at a place and it was not fantastic. Pizza. I feel like even the worst pizza is still pretty good pizza.
Now, see, I go back and forth on that because it depends on the style of pizza, where you're getting it from, stuff like that.
I mean, just your run-of-the-mill typical pizza.
Just like a regular like Sam's Pizza or something like that. Topical.
Yeah, topical. Just general run-of-the-mill pizza. But that's the other thing is there's more variety with pizza.
See, in my opinion, there's more variety with burritos because
you can
you
do
have like
more,
an endless
but
number of
you
fillings.
go somewhere and your burrito is going to be more specific. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, even like a bad burrito on a bad day is still pretty good.
Yeah,
you know?
I still love a fucking burrito.
A good burrito has pulled me through pretty much any type of food item where I can have everything wrapped up in an item that I also eat.
Yeah,
that's like my
agree
shit
with
right
that.
there. Like
big fan of like
taquitos,
too.
Corn dogs, hot dogs, anything like that where it's like wrapped in its own food that you also
eat. I
eat.
like chicken wraps, like a snack wrap.
I mean, anything wrapped in a tortilla, I love. Like breakfast burritos.
But
like,
I feel like when I go, like I specifically love like a Los Portales burrito.
Shout out Los Portales.
But
like
that's my fucking like go-to. So then when I have another burrito, like the things that are in it, I feel like it's more of a gamble. When you get a piece of pizza, it's gonna be pretty solid. You know what I mean?
Now here's another thing I want to say.
Don't fucking do this.
In terms of
Jesus
act like a
Christ.
drunk
You see
blues
how that
brother on the
sounded?
mic.
Now everybody stopped listening.
No, they didn't.
7 people.
I've heard people listen to other podcasts that sound way worse than us.
I mean, people listen to things, but
in my opinion, in terms of like convenience and availability, it's much easier to get a burrito than it is a pizza. So in my
there's no fucking way.
100%, you get Taco Bell. You can just go straight there and get a burrito if you want. Go to any given Mexican place with a drive-thru on a good day, and you can just get a burrito in a drive-thru somewhere. Name somewhere where you can go get drive-thru pizza.
Yeah, drive-through pizza, but you can get a pizza as easy. It might take more time. You can't just grab
it's not as time. Burritos are more time effective than pizza.
I don't agree with that.
I 100% agree with that.
You're just taking Taco Bell. Because what other places?
I'm not taking Taco. Honestly, man, if we're talking like local shit, Burrito Bravo is where it's at.
It's getting too local. I'm saying in general for
local,
other people.
yeah.
If you want to go local, other places have a slice of pizza. Go to Madison, you can walk in Pizza Roma, grab a slice. Go anywhere in New York, from what I know. If you're in Chicago, you can get like a slice of pizza places. Mm-hmm. That's the same as that. I feel like you're going to run into pizza more places. You go to a place that's American food. If you go to like a restaurant.
If you're going to like a restaurant, you're going to find burgers more than anything.
But a lot of times you'll find pizza too.
It depends on the place. I noticed like a lot of like pub style.
This is getting.
Man, this was the question. This is what the people
pizza,
want. I'm going burrito.
Tell us, fucking submit to us.
Submit
to us already.
I like how every time we slightly disagree, it just gets so worked up. I love it.
Because sometimes I'm like, this makes so much sense, and you're such a fucking
I'm not saying
jackass.
I'm not saying your jackass points don't make sense. What I'm saying is that these are
I
my
feel
opinions,
passionate about
and I
this.
also feel
But
passionate.
your opinions are wrong.
See, mine are
and this episode's done.
Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has them, and they can't be wrong.
And they all smell.
Yeah, so yours do too.
All right, hand jobs or handshakes?
Handshakes all the way. Are you kidding me? There is nobody in this world who can give me a better hand job than I can give myself. But you know what feels really good after a good business transaction? Firm, solid, gentlemanly handshake. That's a dapper tip right there for you.
This is one that when I first read it, I was like, interesting. This is one of the better ones. But yeah, I mean,
handshake. I'm telling you right now.
I'd say handshake because I'm very.
This is egotistical.
But I think we're cutting hand jobs short.
Because how
my
can
hand
you
jobs
not?
Are always cut short.
You're gonna upsell a hand job? How do you upsell a hand job?
I mean, I wouldn't mind a hand job from time to time.
I wouldn't mind a hand job either, but every time I've gotten a hand job, all I think is like, this is nice because I'm not doing it myself, but I can do it better myself.
I don't know. I live in the moment.
Man, I live in the moment too, but like some girls are aggressive when they're jacking off.
Yeah, a lot of they don't have a penis.
They because they don't know how to. And it can be said that
woman with a penis.
It can be said that men can be aggressive with fingering as well because we don't have practice with it.
Men can be aggressive with hand jobs.
Men can be aggressive with everything if we want to be very honest with it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a full handshake because I pride myself on a firm handshake.
Give me a good handshake right now. Like, give me just a good, like across the table. Oh my! Right? Yeah, that is so much better than a hand job.
Since I was like 10, and
good firm grip like that.
When a good older man goes to shake your hand,
and he says good handshake,
you get the surprise in the eyes, and they say good handshake.
That
like
feels
one of the
so
best
good.
Compliments, hands down.
I've always been told, oh, that's a good firm handshake, you know, and it's like
you gotta have it. Someone gives you a wet fish handshake. That's also how I judge people a lot.
Yeah,
like,
now go in and give me what you. Now let me give a strong one. You give me what you consider a shitty handshake. Oh, cool. Okay.
You lose respect.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's reverse it.
I would fight you. I wouldn't have to fight you. You
the worst form of getting a handshake.
It'd be like when you shake a girl's hand and they give you like one of these. Like, give me a normal handshake, and they just kind of, because like girls, I respect that. But then when you get a guy giving you the girl handshake, it's like that episode of King of the Hill when he meets George Bush. And he gets the bad handshake. And
look when you watch the video.
Everything.
Excitement, disappointment.
I felt that so hard because I pride myself on a firm.
One of my favorite things in the world is I have one boss specifically that like.
I thought you were gonna say I have one ball. One of my favorite things in the world is I have one ball.
I have one testicle, which aids my handshake ability.
Nothing to do with all the power of that second ball went right into my hand.
Right into the hand. It's like how the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. Well, the left nut controls the right handshake, and it is. Thank God I'm right-handed because all that testosterone just go. But no, like when I'm working really hard and he comes up to me and he goes, "Man, you're just doing a great job," and he gives me a good firm hand. It's like, man, that's like the kind of reward that I like.
That's like a dad tip. Your handshake should be firm, and like solid.
If you need to practice your handshake, hit up the dads. I can attest to your handshake. That was a fantastic handshake you just gave me.
Yep. I don't know when I started it, but I specifically remember being like 13 or like 15 and people being like, that is a firm handshake.
I started it. I can tell you exactly when I started it. I started it because it was two different inputs. One was from my dad's friends because they were all a bunch of like rough construction workers.
That's what I think.
So like, here, let me give you, like they come up and like, I'm a small kid, so they're fucking with me. Yeah, they come up, they're like, hey man, how you doing? Like shake the arm and stuff. And so I was like, well, I gotta do that too to fuck with them, So as a kid, I would like whip my arm around with them, and they would just laugh their asses off. They're like, look at this kid giving a handshake, But then my mom had a lot of like artsy friends and like very like theater type friends, And so those guys, I would be like, well, I gotta let them know I'm,
superior,
an alpha male.
Yeah.
And so I'd go, and as a very young man, like 10, 11 years old, I'd still go up and just give that firm handshake, and they'd always be like, that's a it's a firm handshake for a kid, you know?
So, I mean, I love the surprise. We cannot deny that handshakes can be uncomfortable from time to time.
Oh, my God.
Because there's the other half of it, like dapping someone up. And
I was going to bring this up. That happened to me today.
Sketchy.
Okay, now go to dap me up and I'll show you what happened.
Yeah, people, you get
and
it.
And then they bump it. It's like, I just wish universally everyone dapped, because that's what I always go to do is dap.
That's the worst feeling, is when you're like, I always look while it's coming in.
Yep,
Like, where are we doing? Because you see this handshake, you see this. Because usually I like to bring it back if we're going to do one of these, because then it's like, we know what's up.
Yeah, so
these, I remember specifically being in line to see Little B in Chicago. And it was me and Matt the God on a fucking weekend bender. That was crazy. And we had to stand in line. It was a free show, and it took forever. And we ended up striking up a conversation with these two kids in front of us who ended up being cool as shit. Like the friends you make while waiting in line.
Yeah.
And the one, we started talking because he was just like rolling up a blunt right there. He was just dumping the blunt guts on the ground. And the other kid had like campaigned for a politician and was talking about that.
You've told me this story before.
Two different walks of life. And then I think when we finally got to the point of like, oh, my name, by the way, the first kid, Blunt Guts, dapped him up, and I felt it. And then second kid, Politician, gave him the handshake. And then they pointed it out, and it was very uncomfortable because they were like, I like how you gave him the handshake. And I was like, I guess it's like a societal thing because you're smoking a blunt, and this kid was a politician. So he probably sees, I don't know what it is.
He's used to doing the handshake and stuff.
Yeah, but it can get very uncomfortable.
No, and I just wish the dap was universal. I get the handshake is more gentlemanly, but like I just wish everyone I knew understood that.
And
like,
that's what I mean. If
I'm just trying to be chill, I'm just trying to dap you up and say hello. You know?
If it's like a 30-year-old man, I'm not gonna dap him up.
No, exactly. But if like it's my bro, I'm just gonna dap. You know. Now let me show you something I hate more than anything. Give me a dap. Go to dap me up.
Yeah,
and they go for the bump.
Yeah, you want to grab.
Yeah, because now go to pull away when I do it. Let me show you how it feels. And then there's like that pull back there. That makes me uncomfortable.
Trust me, these are the things I'll think about for like a week. I meet someone and then
like I did that to a guy today, and to the person I did that to, I'm gonna overthink that every time I see him for a month.
Yep. And then sometimes you get the dap, and then like the shoulder bump, like closer one, and you can have. And then I hate when you just go for a regular dap, and they're going for the bump, and you're like still. It can get weird.
I just wish there was
hand jobs.
Isn't it funny how handshakes and hand jobs are so similar?
That's why I like that a lot.
It's a really good question.
I was like, that's odd, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, I guess that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I still say handshake over a hand job because I can do a hand job better myself.
Yeah, but I do respect hand jobs.
But if I dap myself up, it just feels weird.
Yeah,
but at least I know my form.
Way to do it.
Dap, slide, grip.
And then finally, super strong with no arms or super fast with no legs.
Okay, so is it implied that like the strength is in my core and my legs?
Yeah, I'm guessing if you don't have arms, that's mostly arm strength.
Now fast, how do I run on my hands like some type of odd monster?
I'm guessing it's meant to be you basically don't get the strength or the speed.
I just don't understand then.
I think it's meant to be one of those ones like, would you rather be blind or deaf? Like either way you lose.
So like
I feel like at the end of the day, it's would you rather have no arms or no legs? I guess you could
legs.
You're still strong, you know, with your legs, I guess, but not as strong as your arms would be.
I say no legs simply because we use our arms and hands more, and as a society, we have progressed enough to where people who are physically disabled like that can get around, they can operate and stuff like that. To me it seems very much harder to operate in society without arms than it does legs.
It's true. Yeah, that's what I would want if I could have like some fake legs.
Can I get Lieutenant Dan legs?
Yeah, that's what I don't want to be like legless. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be legless either, but in my opinion, and this is just from my environment where I grew up, like not being able to walk ain't shit. Like to me, it's like if you can't walk, you can still lead a super normal life. Like you can
you get accustomed to not being able to like write or type or drive easily.
Well, I mean, think about like not being able to think about everything you do with your hands. You can't jack off. You can't use your phone.
That was one of my first ones.
That's my first one. I can't jack off. I got to rub on shit and then rope it everywhere. I have to like lay down a rub down towel specifically.
I'm sure you'd get efficient with your feet,
but
it should have a rub down towel.
Oh God, I'm just saying, man, like to me, I do much more with my hands that it would be easier for me
Maybe we should start using our feet more.
I mean, maybe we should, but like feet are just made for walking. So like,
I mean, I think they're made for suckling.
I think feet should just not be touched, in my opinion. Like unless you're giving like your girl a foot rub or something, I don't want to be touching your fucking feet. I don't want feet touching me. I don't want to see them. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to think about them. I don't know what's so weird about it.
I
But
just
I
want to
don't
throw
like
a dart into it too.
I've been there.
And then at the end it says, "Thanks, big fan of the podcast. Please don't stop."
Matt, thank you for those wonderful
Yes,
questions.
thank you.
See, that's what I'm looking for in a submission right there. Somebody that gives
helps.
me some.
Like, if you guys leave us to our own devices,
you leave us to our own devices. We talk about
rocky.
murdering animals. You give us shit like this, we give you some quality content.
Yeah, those were good questions. So thank you, and we will not stop this until one of us dies.
Oh, that is so good to hear.
And then finally, longtime listener, friend of the show, Lemmy.
Good old Lemmy. God bless you, pal. Hope you're doing well.
Email dapperdick@fuck.com.
I love dapperdick@fuck.com.
I hope you actually have that email.
We would like to register it.
And this says, I hope this gets to you before you finish the show tonight, which it did. Good
Fantastic.
job.
Thank you, Lemily.
If you want to send a submission for that episode that's going to be coming out, we record Friday nights and it comes out next Friday. So if you hit us before like 5 p.m. on Friday.
I'm going to say 7, honestly, because by the time we get here.
Well, sometimes I don't look at it.
True,
so I'd say 5 is like a safe bet. And it'll be on that episode, so it'll be on the next one you hear. And anytime before that. So Friday at 5 is the cutoff. After that, it'll be on the following one. I know it's confusing. It's still confusing for us, and that's why we never remember what we're talking about, or we're not always as topical.
Nope.
If you guys buy some merch at www.dapperdadspodcast.com/shop, and we make enough money, then maybe we can eventually afford to record these sooner, so everything will be more topical.
Yes.
Just give us your money. But he hit us with 3 quick ones as well. Number 1, will you ever answer phone calls live on the show?
I would love to if you would
let's
call
run
me.
through them. Number 2, what plans, if any, do you have for future fan meetups? And number 3, well, let's save number 3 because it's good.
Yeah.
Number 1, answer phone calls live on the show.
I would love if someone called the number and we answered it on the show. Just like played them talking into the mic while we talked to them about something. Like that would be funny.
Well, yeah, that's something and I've thought of in the future. We need to obviously like figure that out because mainly the audio. I like having the audio as crisp as possible. That's why when you guys leave us voicemails when we do it in the show, we play it just sitting here and it sounds like shit, but then I'm able to download it and splice it in so it sounds nicer. We'd have to figure out running like the phone audio through the shit so it sounds clearer, because I'm not going to sit here and hold up a phone to the microphone.
That's
and,
rough.
It's never going to work.
I would like it if we could eventually get to the point where we have like a call in thing.
Like a separate thing.
I mean, I don't want to say like how Howard Stern does it, but like you see a lot of talk shows and like shows where they have a call in option.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
listen to an online radio show and they have like a call in thing and it's funny, but it's also it's hard to vet those two. You know what I mean? Like Howard Stern, they ask what you're calling about, who you are, and like, or like Sway in the Morning, any radio show. Like, they know kind of who they're talking to, so people don't just jump off the porch with some crazy shit.
Right, yeah.
And
but man, I would love to have someone jump off the porch with some crazy shit. Just, I mean, even if we just had to hang up on them.
Yeah.
You know?
And we could obviously, it would have to be edited like later.
Because like if this shit like blew up and we were just like putting the phone number out everywhere, we'd be getting trolls all over the place.
Well, yeah.
There'd be people
and that's the thing I want to
to
emphasize with the submissions is like with our trajectory and where it's going to end up going in the future, I foresee it being to a point where we can't get all the submissions. So that's why right now it's imperative, if you want to ask us a question, give us a stupid topic, literally anything, we can cover it now. If in like a year the shit's as big as it's going to get, then we're going to, and we have fucking 50 submissions, then we're not going to be able to get to everyone's submissions. You know what I mean?
Like be a part of this while you still can, you know?
Yeah, because eventually, if everything goes well and neither of us dies soon, then the submission should be booming. But yeah, I have ideas for, like I think it would be like a separate segment, live call-in show. I would love to do it. Because the voicemails, is just whatever you say then. And a lot of times we have questions for the questions you've asked us or the stories you tell us. So it is definitely a better thing. And in the future, there's a lot of, basically everything you guys throw at us, we've already thought of. And it's basically a waiting game.
We're 3 steps ahead of you guys. Trust us.
Yeah. And there's just so much shit with anything like this that you create. You just got to wait for some stuff until we can get the money or the technology or the time more than anything.
If you could give us any of those things, we would appreciate it.
If you could give me time, I would fucking love it.
If you can just
have enough hours in the day.
Can you give me an extractable vial of time that I could pull from at random when I need it the most and not how do I put this politely? Pay you any money for it.
Yeah, if you would give us like,
I'll give you a firm handshake for it.
Yeah,
I'll give you the best handshake of your goddamn life.
Our handshakes are firm. Yeah, if you could all give us 1 year of your life, I think it would definitely help the podcast a lot.
Join the Dapper Dad Street Team.
And at that point, like, you know, if you're going to give up 1 year of your life, I mean, that's not that big of a deal. You're probably going to be 76 and you would have made it to 77. Who fucking cares at that point? Get out of here.
Spend a year doing some fun shit.
Yeah, you could be in jail for a year. Anyway, number 2, what plans, if any, do you have for future fan meetups?
I feel like we addressed that. We addressed this like 2-3 episodes ago.
Yeah, I feel like we just recently addressed this.
But for the fact that you submitted it again, we just want to go ahead and say that we do have some type of idea for an outdoor event. We'll definitely be talking about it soon.
We said it on the last one. We want to do a meetup at the park. We can grill, maybe, you know, drink a little bit low key.
Secretly, you know, keep it in your car, in a cooler.
I've got a park in my mind. If you're in the Rockford area, we want to get outside the bar. We did the CJ's meetup. It was incredible. Thank you everyone that showed up to that. We want to do something a little less inclusive or exclusive, whatever the fuck it would be. But yeah, we want to do that. We just honestly need to figure out a time soon because it's about to be summer and my weekends are pretty chock full of shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sooner than later, we'll figure out a little park thing. Or, again, we said, you know, hit us up with your ideas. We want to do other shit. It's hard to think up things where it's easy for people to come to. It's not so, like, specific. If people don't want to go to the bar, if they don't drink, if they're not 21, whatever it may be. Hit us up with your ideas. We're down to do shit. But, yeah, we got to figure it out. So, hopefully soon, a summer little cookout. Chill session.
I love that. That sounds so good.
Not a fan meetup. I don't like that term.
No, because that's weird.
Just hanging out with you guys.
That puts us at like a higher pedestal than we need to be. You know? And I think people.
I'm not a god. Sometimes I feel like I'm a god, but I'm not a god.
To be honest with you, man, in my opinion,
you sound like. Are you gonna make it through?
Yeah,
46.
It'd be.
Yeah, if no one dies and then you die. Oh god.
In my opinion, it would be boring to be a god because now here's
Jesus Christ.
Well, fine.
I was just quoting Frank Ocean. I don't need to turn it into a.
I have just thought about this recently, and I think
I don't think you should be thinking about it.
I think about a lot of shit I shouldn't be thinking.
You're telling me.
And they know some things.
Well, you can't do that anymore.
Yes, I can.
Well, yeah, we want to hang out with you guys. We're not fans, not whatever.
No, you're people that fuck with us, and so we want to fuck with you. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, we just want to hang out in person. But yeah, give us some ideas. Otherwise, hopefully soon we'll try to iron out the plans. And yeah, we'll meet up at a little park, have some food, have some good times, cry, you know, whatever
if we got to play all of Blonde and you got to cry with us, we'll make it happen.
I mean, I'm legally obligated to play all of Blonde everywhere I'm at now. It's becoming taxing, to say the least.
I mean, taxing, but at least you have a great soundtrack.
Are you okay?
I don't know what's happening to my voice. I've been up for a while today, and
this is horrible.
Yeah, this is there we go. This is a nightmare.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that was horrible to do.
Well, this episode's over because Slim is dying.
Yes, Slim is literally dying.
Number 3 of the last quick ones. When will you give us the Dapper Dads fight we've all been waiting for since like episode 12 or something? Drama said after his knee gets better, it's going down. And on behalf of the entire community you've created, when is Slim going to catch his 60-foot fade? First off, I want to say for being such a fan of the podcast, my knee was only recently injured, and episode 12 was quite a long time ago, so your facts aren't adding up here. So we're completely dismissing this question and moving forward. Anyway, if you had to kick a giraffe in the...
Full circle!
But yeah, first off, I want to emphasize that my knee is...
it is not okay.
It's better. I guess that's what you asked, is it said when it gets better. But I'm going to say it's not at 100%.
Well, I mean, I think a good rule for this fight is I don't hit you in the knees and you don't hit me in the pacemaker.
Yeah, but I'm going to want to kick. Definitely.
I am also good. Can we just eliminate kicking? Can we say kicking's just a fist fight?
Option. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to like hurt you. I'm just trying to establish dominance over you. I'm not trying to kill you, but I need you to understand that I'm stronger than you.
But just imagine, if we fight, have you ever been in a scenario where, boys being boys, you're play fighting, and then it quickly becomes not
too much
play.
In my opinion, you get more than 3 males together in one spot. There's an unstable and dangerous amount of testosterone, and when that wall mount is tipped, everything's gonna fall off the shelf. That's all there is to it.
That is perfect.
The stability of a group of men's testosterone is held together by a single beam in the wall that could tilt at any time.
I just remembered a phenomenal thing. I'm not going to mention it now, but as soon as we finish up, I have an idea, and it might fulfill exactly what they're looking for.
Okay.
So you might see a Dapper Dad's fight sooner than you thought. I've had this on deck basically the whole time.
I've been training. You're always
you,
like, what do you do during the week? And I think back, and it's just
what
me.
Do you do?
It's like I have a special printed body bag with you on it, just like, and I'm just like,
I have one of those things you punch. Those men without the arms and the
where they
bottoms.
come back
yeah
at you.
Its name is Bob, which is perfect because my dad's name is Bob.
A lot of Freudian things there I don't want to get into,
but it is fun to punch, and I like punching things.
Honestly, man, I wouldn't mind once I get my new crib figured out and shit. I want to get like one of those nice stand-up punching bags, get some good punches
that's
in
what I'm
early in the
talking
morning,
about.
get the blood flowing,
I got the man version.
I don't want the man. I want like the professional.
You want the man.
No, I want like the one where it's on like the big heavy bass and stuff like that, and you can just.
Yeah, it is. It is nice to punch something, and especially when it looks like a man. And you really, I like because I don't get in a ton of street fights anymore. We'll say for legalities, but
a ton is a good measurement to stray away.
A minimal amount of street fights.
I get into a legally reasonable amount of street fights.
Yeah, allegedly, and perhaps given the right circumstance. But it is nice when I'm always like, what if you have those dreams where you get in a fight and your arms like don't work?
Yeah, or like they're moving too slow, or they're very heavy and shit.
Yeah, very heavy. I'm always worried about that, or even just like it's been a decent amount of time since I've been in a fight, and I'm always like, what if I got in a fight and I was just garbage? Because like in school, I could hold my own, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But then punching that boxing man I have in a room is like, I still got the hands. I fully believe I still have the hands, and I still have a pretty decent punch.
Yeah, I
wouldn't say it would kill a flamingo or anything, but I wouldn't say it wouldn't.
I'm not saying I could knock out a giraffe, but definitely piss him off.
I mean, you got to kick a giraffe, but we got the hands.
Take the baby, kick a giraffe.
Take the baby. Wow, look at it. We're all full circle, huh?
Full circle.
Yeah, speaking of taking babies, don't forget to submit to us your favorite stupid things we've said, your favorite episodes, everything, your favorite episode artwork, your favorite face Slim has made, because they're all interesting. Watch more of the videos.
Great googly moogly.
Because our YouTube video count looks sad, but then if anyone wants to question us, our audio statistics are through the motherfucking roof.
Yes,
they keep putting in
my fucking ass.
They keep putting in new roofs, and we keep putting holes in them.
They keep putting in new roofs, and they're like, surely the Dapper Dads can't punch through this glass ceiling, and we turn it into dust.
I do like to see that chart where it has numbers, and then we spike so high that they have new sets of numbers, and I'm like, suck my whole dick, motherfucker. This stupid shit you guys listen to this stupid shit.
You listen to me just sprout off my...
like very angry. Very specific.
Someday when they make a religion off of us, and like you're the God figure and I'm the devil figure, that's one of the things it's like a wood carving of me just like hitting a lick, a very angry lick.
They're all very angry.
I would like to see a very like old, you know how you used to see like Egyptians had their artwork on the wall, and then you had, like,
I remember seeing the Egyptian artwork in person.
But I mean, like you've seen pictures, and they're like, like Nordic artwork and stuff. It always depicts battles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I want some of that style done of us doing shit.
So someone fucking draw that. Also, we need a name for our cult, for our fan base, and we need an emoji that
those are three things that we are working on.
Those are three quick ones that we need by the year end, by the episode 52.
Yeah,
the year episode. We want those because we need a term for you guys. I think the cult is it's in full effect, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah,
and I'd like to really make it a cult if we're going to be completely honest.
I can we make an emoji, or do we have to pick?
I want to use one of the ones that an apple emoji.
How about like a set of emojis? Could we do like a set?
I feel like it's got to be one.
I can't think
like
of
how
one.
Beyonce has like the bee. And like there's other people.
The Bloods have that too.
Well, no,
so
I
mean
the
IHOP.
literal bee, the insect, not the actual. Yeah.
Oh, because when they say like queen bee and stuff like that, it's like the bee.
And like Future was doing like the umbrella. Yeah. We need something like that. So from what Apple has, one, and that's what I mean, like throw them out there. We got one for the meditating man, which was interesting. And I mean, it's in the running. So if you don't chime up, I guess it's the meditating man. I like the golfer. Seems like a dad activity. Yeah. So I mean,
the two men running is a good one.
Yeah, the two men kissing.
The two men kissing would be perfect.
Yeah, with a baby.
Yeah,
because then we're dads.
Because that's Kurd.
Something. Yeah,
he's our little baby.
Kurd's our baby, and we are finally dads. That's what on the year-end episode we announced that we finally have a kid.
Yeah, together in his
baby's
curd.
first birthday. So
Happy
yeah,
birthday,
give us
boy.
emojis, give us what you guys want to be called. I think it needs to be a D word. Yeah, because we try to keep everything.
The Dapper Disciples.
I think we said that, and I don't like it. Too many gangs are disciples.
But like the Dapper Disciples.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
The Dapper.
There's got to be other. Let the people decide. The cult has to name themselves.
The cult does have more power than they realize.
Yes, they do have the power to spill the blood of 100 men. We'll say.
And the blood of 100 men or one murderous giraffe.
Yeah, well, yeah, that sounds about right.
A murderous giraffe.
So yeah, www.thedapperdads.com. Anonymous submissions. Click on submissions. dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com. 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Submit us some shit in 6 episodes. It'll be a year. And if you guys don't give us good enough shit, it'll be the last episode ever.
Ever.
Bye, fuckers.
Fuck you.